Hi, I'm Stacy Graham-Hunt, and I am an opinion journalist that writes about race and identity. And I am going to be sharing a column that I wrote for the Connecticut Post on July 3rd, and the headline was "On Being Black in a Work Environment." The headline that I initially created was called "Black People Work in the Ghetto," but they changed the headline. And so now it is, again, on being black in a white work environment. White organizations are not safe spaces for black people. While some of us appreciate the statements that white organizations have made in support of our right to live, we know that there are still white people in these organizations who do not share those same philosophies of equal rights. We know that there are white people who would like to ignore all of the race talk. And it's okay if some of us die because they consider us a worthless or dangerous group of people. Just a week or so ago, a woman told me in a professional meeting that she didn't go to the beach in my racially diverse city because her husband assumed that drug needles would be nested in the sand. They preferred to go to the beach in the nearby suburb instead. Unfortunately, I hear prejudices like this often in predominantly white work environments. When I worked at a consulting firm in Hartford, Connecticut, I endured many experiences that revolved around my blackness.
This is AP News Minute.
Okay, there's an ad. Managers asked me to participate in projects because I was black, and we were going into black communities. However, my input on the project was often disputed. My white manager said I was new to the industry, so they ignored the 30 years of experience I had being black and interacting with other black people. A project manager once complimented me on my yellow shirt and then told me what other colors look good on black people. A white male from another company asked me if I brought the cookies and refreshments for our meeting, even though we were both consultants on the project. When I wore braids to work, my white male supervisor asked me if my hair was real. There were so many conversations about my blackness that it became a distraction to the work I was doing for the company. I had become the representative for all things black, and it was tiring. I was one of 2 black employees working at the company, and I could tell that I was the only black person that any of them had ever met or had a relationship with. When I reported what was going on to the company's diversity committee, I was told that I could use these microaggressions as teaching moments and opportunities to educate my white coworkers about how to interact with black people. But I didn't feel like that was my job. Imagine having to do your 50-hour per week job in addition to teaching your coworkers about your entire existence. I maintained a pleasant disposition most days, despite the comments and the questions, but after a while it just got to be too much. For many black people going to work in white organizations and in white environments, this is our reality every day when we go to work. We do our jobs. We wear our hair straight so that we don't get asked too many questions about our natural coils and curls. We talk to our white coworkers with our white work voice so that they're not afraid of us. We smile and we laugh when things aren't funny so that they don't think that we're scary or that we're angry. We become actors in addition to doing our regular jobs. As black professionals, we live with 2 versions of ourselves: the one we use at work around white people, and the real person we are at home around our families, friends, and other black people. I've known white people who have been afraid to go into black neighborhoods because they were afraid of violence. But the truth is that we are not really seeing black people kill white people. White work environments are bad neighborhoods for black people, but we still have to function well in them. We don't see images and videos on replay of black people killing white people, the same way that we've seen white people choke, shoot, lynch, and beat black people. After 9/11, the world became terrified of Muslims because 3,000 people were killed in the World Trade Center. At least 2 million black people were killed in the transatlantic slave trade, facilitated by white people. And many sources list even more than 2 million. Even more people, even more black people, were killed as slaves. Black people are still being killed by white police officers. Now imagine the trauma of having to work with the people who look like the killers on television. So that's the end of the column. So I'd love to see your comments and your questions. And if you'd like to email me, you can at Stacy Graham-Hunt, no hyphen, at gmail.com. Thanks for listening.